Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I've got another highly requested ranking video for all of you. Today, we'll be ranking killer generator kick animations, but for this video we will be looking at it from the third person, once again like all the prior videos. We will be going through all 40 killers on their gen kick just to see the full potential of what they have in store for us. A quick note though, we tried our best to get a good camera angle for each killers from the side to really look at everything these animations had, but if the camera angle is a little doo-doo, I'm very sorry. I really tried to get some and then I realized that it could have been better, but we'll just make do. Also, I will be counting each guard from night and ranking each one separately as well, so there will actually be 43 rankings in this video. Also, if you have any ideas or comments, I will of course be responding to them as quickly as I can. As always, we'll start from worst to best, so without any more talking, let's get right into this. There are a lot of killer kick animations that look very similar, and a majority of killers have the same foot kick animation to them. Probably a lot more than you guys originally thought might, but what I think is the worst one is Wraith. I'm sorry, but him kicking it just looks really weird. Like the palette animation, it just doesn't look like it fits and works at all. I mean, I don't know what else he could have really even done here, but it just looks strange. I'm sorry everybody, but the chicken legs do not do Wraith justice. I can't wait to do a tier list or ranking video and have Wraith up near the top. He definitely needs some love on my channel. I feel so bad for Wraith putting him all the way low like every single ranking. So next, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna group a bunch of them together because I genuinely all think they are the exact same to me. These killers consist of Trapper, Hillbilly, Myers, Doctor, Bubba, Huntress, Clown, and Knight, even though he's got a little more to him. These characters all share the exact same high 2-tap kick to them without anything else to it, and I swear it's all like exactly the same copy and pasted, except Knight's, I will say. Now we get into the characters that have a kick a little bit more. These characters still have the same 2-tap kick, but I for some reason like these ones a little better. These characters also do a more straight on collision other than at an angle with the kick. These characters are Freddy, Pig, Legion, Ghostface, Skull Merchant, Pyramid Head, and Twins. But I'm not grouping Twins up with the other ones because it's kind of like a mix between the default kicking animation and then the ones here that I just mentioned. And I do like it more than the other ones for sure. I like how weird it is. Oni is up next, and it is just a kick, but they put a lot more animation to him to make him have so much more effort, and it really looks like he's actually kicking the gen because of the way his arm moves with the katana. Houndmaster comes next, and I'm sorry, but it looks really weird to me. I guess they really want to put emphasis on how deadly her heels are, and it does definitely show in this animation for sure. The more I watch it, the more I like it, so we'll see if I put this higher at the end, but it just looks a little strange to me, although I do like how it is different. From now on, every single animation is not the same 2-tap kick animation that we've seen so many times over. Now we get into the more unique category of killers, where the rest of the cast does something a little more than just kick it twice. We will start this tier off with Jailer. I put Jailer this low just because of how he doesn't really put any effort into the last hit, and it just looks so goofy to me. But honestly, it's kind of funny and cool in the first place. Plus, I do think there are better ones than this, but I just like how goofy it is. Granny, or Hag, uses her sharp claws to kick the gen, but the way she does it reminds me of a cat scratching at their owner because they get like annoyed or something. And now I can't ever unsee it, and honestly, I love it. I love how it's kind of like flimsy. Plague smacks it with the incense, and I do actually like how she uses it. I think it's really funny how the incense just has a mind of its own sometimes and just goes crazy when any sort of gravity is put onto it. That definitely adds points for me. Artist I think is a better version of Plagues where she 2-taps it, but Artist doesn't hesitate at all to get that second hit in, and I actually really like how this animation is played out. Spirits is really cool, but I do think it looks very strange that the katana just goes through the gen in third person for some reason. But no matter what, the way the katana comes out of her hand in a perfect moment to slice down on the gen is a really cool touch, and I do really love this one. Carnifex is next, and I love how he just slices it in one hit with the giant sword that he has. There's nothing else that I really have to say about this one, I just think it looks pretty cool. Nemesis winding up a bunch to then kick the gen completely in one kick will never not be cool to me. And I really love how this whole animation plays out and how smooth and well put together this is, although it would be cool to see Nemesis slam down like he does in this palette animation. That would be really cool. Also, quick side note, I'll leave a card up in the top right now if you want to go watch my palette break animation. I think it's pretty cool. Next is Springtrap. I think Springtraps is a better version of Nemesis's Nemesi? Whatever. Oh, and also the extra flirt of the gen was the new compromise perk, and we didn't realize this until after kicking the gen, but no, that didn't give it extra points, don't worry. Even though it looks incredibly good here, I will say. I think it's better than what Nemesis did, because it doesn't take Springtrap long to wind up the kick, and he just kicks it seemingly faster. And I love how it's not as fluid as some of the other animations that we'll get into here soon, because he's in a very movement limiting suit here, and I just love how it all came out. Assassins I really like, mainly because of the second hit that he does on the gen, where instead of directing the damage straight on, he drags his knife down the gen a little bit before giving it a final blow, and I actually really enjoy this on him. It adds a little more to this already very smooth looking animation. Demo smacking it with his two claws is a superior version of Hags, with her little cat scratches. This animation genuinely looks like you'll be ripped apart by like a tiger or something, and it shows how strong Demo really is. And I love how he's very jumpy and bouncy in this hit animation. I'm not sure what it is about it, but it just adds extra points for me. Bly smacking the gen with his cane will never not be funny to me, and I think it actually does look cool here. Although I wish he did something more like his palette break, where he uses giant fist in some way. That would have been really cool. Trickster also does the weapon over the gen animation, but does it in a better way in my opinion at least. Although I will say I don't like how fast this animation is, and how he doesn't seem to actually hit the gen at all, but I do like how much they made him move here, where it actually makes it look like he's putting a bunch of force to actually swing this weapon, because you can see him brace himself with his feet to gain a little bit more ground to actually, ground himself. I do love this animation, but I generally do not like how it's really fast for some reason. Unknowns I like a lot, and I especially like how the axe actually goes into the gen from third person, and it actually looks like he hits something in the gen to actually make it regress in the first place. I just love how uncanny this character is with all of his animations, because the way he goes really far back surprised me, and that's why he's so far to the right of my screen in this, because I straight up wasn't expecting him to even do that. Deathslingers I like a lot, mainly because of the versatility of his gun. I like how he uses the back of it to break things and doesn't use his foot because of the injury on his left leg, and you can even see the leg brace that he wears right now. I really like how fluid this animation is. Alien I really like because you can see them hiss and screech at the generator like it's genuinely a threat, and I really like that aspect of how this shows how territorial they really are. And while I think Demo's scratches of the gen are better, I really like how this isn't an up and down motion, but more of a side to side one. That added detail is really cool to me. Dredge I like because of just how brooding this character is and how he actually uses a lot to break the gen. Although I have a great idea for a breaking animation. What if he instead were to use the hands from inside the darkness to then fiddle with the inside of the gen to break it, instead of this one? Sorry for the little side note, but I thought about that literally just now as I'm recording this, and I just think that would be amazing. Anyways, back to what I was saying before. Like I said with Aliens being a side to side, this one mixes both, with the weapon doing the down slash and the arm doing the side movement, and all of it combined is really cool, and I actually really like that they did that with him. Wesker's honestly is probably the most clean animation in this video that you will see, with just how smooth the Ouroboros gets called out and then sent back in, and I really love everything about this animation. How he actually puts some emotion on his face to kick it, and just how he smacks the Ouroboros over the gen is probably one of my personal favorite, just because of how much effort went into this animation here. It also was just super clean. Singularities I think is a way better version of Dredge's, where Dredge just kind of stands there. Singularity really wants this gen to regress with how much strength he puts into this. The way he comes slamming both of his arms down into the gen is great, and I love how the Biopart arm gets dragged down the gen here too. I really like how this all came out, and if you can't tell, I really like how there's more of an animation to the dragging than this straight on hitting. I just think it looks better. Nurse, as always, using her telekinesis to break the gen is very cool to me, and will never stop being cool, because what else is she gonna do? Break it with her foot? She's floating. I really like how in the final kick, she aggressively swings her arm back like she's putting a bunch of pressure on the gen this whole time, and then takes it away in this really fast motion, and that's how she's doing it. I really like this touch, and then you can see her hand glow white too. I really like this one. Ghouls originally I thought was lame because I for some reason thought he used his foot, but I was very wrong when I saw this. The way he actually ends up using all 4 of the Kagune in this animation is a really nice touch, because if I'm not mistaken, that's not what you see in first person. And I love how each one hitting the Djinn has its own sparks effect that it emits, just showing how powerful those things really are. And I like that they did this with them a lot. So now we get into the last 5 here, and just as a warning here, I will tell all of you that the next 4 that I'm ranking will be separately, but in my heart, they honestly could be switched around because they are all so good looking and are really well done, and probably will not shock you to see these in the top spot. But number 5, I have to go with Chucky. I really like how he's too small to actually hit the Djinn in any way, so he actually climbs on it and sticks his knife into it to then pull it out. I really like how the devs animated this, and I love that you can see him smile and laugh while he's doing this too. Just show how happy he is to be here. This is a really solid animation that definitely deserves the spot up here. Pinhead calling his chains from all around the Djinn to come and grab onto it and then kind of explode it is an amazing looking animation, and I generally love how this looks. The blue from the chains and the shock of the explosion afterwards is very pretty looking, and I love how he's too powerful to kick it with his feet, and I really like his hand movement here, directing the whole thing. A really good, solid animation here for sure. Onryo using her power to summon this ring around the Djinn to explode it from the inside is what I assume she's doing here, looks absolutely amazing. The special effects that you can see around the Djinn destroying anything that you see is absolutely amazing here. And the sound effects used here are wonderful, and her hand movements she does here to direct it like Pinhead is a really nice touch. I just love this animation a lot. They did so good with Onryo, man. Vecna spawning a bunch of purple crystals to come from nothing to then impale the generator is probably the prettiest animation in this game by far. The purple used here is absolutely amazing, and I'm probably a little biased since purple is my favorite color. I just think it looks really good here, and the fact that there are a bunch of different spikes to the crystals is absolutely gorgeous, and I really like that it's not just the one big one. I'm not sure how the generator doesn't completely break here, and even the crystals fading away looks good. All this is just an amazing animation, I love it so much. However, there is another animation that I think tops them all, and I don't know what it is about it, but it just looks amazing with how the devs made everything just so smooth with it. The number 1 spot in my personal opinion has to go to Dracula. Him leaning back to spawn a bunch of fire from his hand to basically be a personal flamethrower is absolutely wonderful. It's like I can't need to watch this happen because of how well the devs actually did with the look of the fire. And the fire that is left on the Djinn a little bit afterwards looks so good here. They did amazing with this animation. And I'm not sure if it's a part of the animation or the idle stance, but the fact that he kind of flicks his hand open at the end looks really cool and menacing here. I just love everything about this animation. Well, that was my list for what I personally think are the best Gen Kick animations, from worst to best. If you like this, then I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button. It would help me out a bunch, and I've got so many ideas that I want to do other than ranking videos, and even more animations that I haven't even done yet, but I will 100% get to really soon. The next couple of videos will be the most highly requested from all of you, and I thank all of you so much for not only the support you guys have recently given me, but all the ideas as well. Just like 3 weeks ago, I was at like a 60 subscribers, and now I'm already at 2,000. You guys are amazing. Also, if you didn't see my post, there will be a new profile picture coming out very soon, made by the wonderful Dragonborn. Anyways, I'll see all of you guys in the next ranking video. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and take care everybody.